Oh, hello, Felix. You look good.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. You want to tell me why?
Nope.
Oh, that's strange. But you are happy, right?
Yep.
Well, I want to be happy too. Can you show me how to be happy?
Nope.
Man, you're no fun. Wish I could have some fun. Hello, Caesar. Looking to have some fun? Oh, Fritz. You have too much fun for me.
Hello and welcome to Caesar Snack Sandwich. Today we're going to take a look at the FRAX token. Now the FRAX token is a stablecoin pegged to the US dollars. It's partially collateralized and partially algorithmic. So I've been looking at this for a little while, but I've been kind of lazy to get to it. I'm a little bit late to this party, as we may say, but it's never too late to look at something that's kind of cool and interesting. So I decided to look at it in the past couple days and going to talk about it today. So first I'm going to go through this flowchart and give you a basic idea of how the FRAX token works and how the ecosystem uses the FRAX token. And then I'm going to swing over to the app and show you some of the features that you can use the app for. Okay, so first things first. To mint some of the FRAX tokens, we would need to supply USDC as collateral. So they would put one USDC and you could mint one FRAX token. However, that changed pretty quickly. So how does the FRAX maintain its peg? It's quite simple. Right now it uses arbitrage through different markets. I'm using Curve here, but it could be Uniswap or any other marketplace that has the FRAX token in a pool with other US dollar tokens, or so to speak. Okay, so what would happen is if the price of FRAX in this market is above the price of FRAX, above $1 US or above the other tokens inside this pool, then you can mint some of the tokens, take them here and sell them. So think of it this way. Let's say I put $100 here and I minted 100 FRAX, and then I was able to sell 100 FRAX here for 101 USDC. Then you can see that I've made $1 in USDC. Of course, you have to consider gas and trading fees and all that, but you get the point. So as the price goes up, we could arbitrage it, sell it, and as the price goes down, then we can go the opposite way. These collateral are in the system, so we could buy the FRAX from the pool at a cheaper price and then take them and burn the FRAX tokens for the collateral that's inside the pool waiting for us inside the FRAX ecosystem. So this is how it maintains the peg, and this is how most stablecoins maintain their peg, through a minter, burner, and arbitrage system. Okay, so now there's this collateral ratio. This is what makes it special. They don't want it to be pegged to 1-to-1 USDC, because what's the point then? Why wouldn't I just use my USDC? Why would I want to use this FRAX if it was 1-to-1? So they're trying to lower the collateral ratio. So as the collateral ratio goes down, then it becomes backed by different things. So let's use the example of 98%. Let's say the collateral ratio is currently 98%. So we need 98 cents of USDC and 2 cents worth of Fsx token. Now this is their native token. It's kind of like a governance token, and I will talk about it more in detail later. But so you would put 2 cents of this and 98 cents of this, and as this changes, then these numbers would change accordingly. So this token here is in supply and in circulation, and if you want to use it, then you would burn it. You would burn this token and mint some FRAX, and then you could do this arbitraging or do whatever you want with the FRAX tokens after that. So moving on. Now, the opposite, if you wanted to redeem and the collateral ratio was 98% or somewhere below 100, then you would be burning the FRAX and they would mint you some Fsx tokens, the amount that corresponds with the collateral ratio. So in this case, you would get 98 cents worth of USDC back and 2 cents worth of FRAX token on a $1 burn at this collateral ratio. Okay, so let's move on. That's pretty much how that system works. Now remember, this is going to change a lot. So let's talk a little bit about how this collateral ratio can change. In the documentation, it says that every hour the collateral ratio will change by 0.25% based on the following things. Okay, so the collateral ratio will go down if the price of FRAX on these other markets, whatever markets they are, goes up. So they're trying to, people are more confident in it because the price of it is going up. People are buying it. So there's more confidence in the market. So they don't mind to add this as collateral little by little. Now, the opposite is true. When the sentiment is going down, if people are selling FRAX a lot, then it starts to become more collateralized by the tokens in the back, or in the USDC, the actual collateralization. So it becomes more closer to 100% and more confidence can be gained via that mechanism. So I think it's pretty clever. There's a little bit more I would like to talk about. There was a part in the documentation that they were talking about, instead of using the price feeds, then they would use this minting and burning mechanism to decide on the collateral ratio going up and down. Now, I didn't quite understand it, and I asked a few questions in the Telegram and Discord, but I did not get any answers. However, I only waited about 2 or 3 hours, so maybe everyone's asleep, and maybe I will get my answers later. But anyhow, there's this idea that they're going to use the minting and burning, and they will not need these price oracles anymore. Okay, now there's one more thing. This token here, let's talk about this FX token. When you take this FX token and you stake it, it becomes a special thing. Okay, so first of all, the VEFX, that means staked tokens, staked FXS tokens, not burned ones, right? Staked tokens, they give you voting rights, so you can vote on things. However, the protocol tries to limit the things that can be voted on because, voting is not the greatest thing for a protocol, especially one that has mathematical formulas and stuff. They don't want people to change the mathematical formulas. But there are some things that you will be able to vote on, like fees and stuff like this and so forth. So this is a capital gains token, so it can go up in capital gains, it can go down in capital gains. It's going to be traded on the market, and the market will decide the value and the price of the FXX token. So you can do some price speculation on this token if that's your game. This also keeps in mind that, if you redeem to FSX, maybe this FSX goes up in value, and then later when you come back with it, you actually can mint more. So there's this idea. There are some fees in the protocol. I couldn't get a very, very, very clear understanding of the fees, but there are fees generated, and they would be going to these people would be able to control these fees, and I believe that they're actually using these fees to buy the token and give it to them as rewards. And there's one more thing, you can boost your farming rewards. I will talk about this when I show you the actual dashboard. So let's swing over to the dashboard now and take a quick look at some of the features that I can talk about there. Okay, so here we are on the FRAX app, app.frax.com. I'll put this in the description below. Let's go to all time. Let's put these settings on all time, and while it's loading, let's load it all up. Okay, so this is the dashboard that we're talking about. I will go through some of these and talk a little bit about them and give you a quick explanation. So here's the price peg of the FRAX token. It's pretty stable. It looks pretty flat, and that's what we want. We want the FRAX token to always be $1 and not to fluctuate very much. I like this. This is very good. Okay, next one, this is the price action of the FSX token. So as you can see, it's pretty sporadic, but it's actually going down in value for some reason. So this is another game altogether, right? And here is the collateral ratio. As you can see, it started off at 100%. It quickly went down to 83%, and then it's been floating around the 80s and so forth. So it's 80%, 85% backed by USDC, and the rest is backed by this FXS token. So that's the dashboard. Here's some information about the total values of different things. Okay, so let's continue with mint. So this is where we would go if we wanted to mint some FRAX. So first of all, it's going to take into account this collateral ratio. So if I had, say, like some USDC, like maybe 100, and I wanted to mint it, I don't have any in my wallet right now, it's going to ask me to supply also 7.865 FSX tokens, and then I will get this many FRAX tokens back. Okay, so it takes into account this for you. You can just quickly mint it. So how to do this? Probably you're going to need to have a big bag of FSX tokens and USDC in your wallet, and you wouldn't be able to do max of either of them probably. Well, you would see, right? So you'd have to balance this out and think about it. So this is going the opposite way back. Let's say I have a whole bunch of FRAX and I want to redeem it. Let's say I had 100 FRAX in my wallet and I wanted to redeem it. Again, it's going to look at the collateral ratio and say, okay, the collateral ratio is 85, so I'm going to give you 85%, so you're going to get 83.96933 USDC. You're going to get plus or minus 6 FSX tokens, and then there's this redemption fee. Now this is the fee one of the fees I was talking about that the VEFSX token holders will be able to probably get, I guess. Like I said, I wasn't able to very clearly understand where the fees are going and who's getting them and so forth. Onwards to buy back and re-collateralize. Now, let's talk first about re-collateralize. Re-collateralize is if there is not enough collateral, not enough USDC in the pool. However, the collateral ratio goes up significantly, and they're like, hey, we need more USDC, so you could bring some USDC and you could receive some FSX tokens with a bonus, okay? But as you can see, it's currently collateralized properly, so this option is not allowed, and it's probably going to be done by our bots anyways, okay? So buyback, this is where you would bring your FSX tokens, and this is where you could buy some. Let's put some in here. Let's put 100 FSX tokens, and you would receive about this many USDC tokens, because there's maybe more collateral, more USDC in the pool than is needed because of the collateral ratio is quite low. So you can buy some of that collateral, that USDC sitting in there with FSX tokens. Again, these are probably burned, okay? Fsx Staking. Now this is interesting. This is where you would stake the FSX tokens to try to gain some yield and get some voting rights and so forth. And it does say here, you would be able to claim your yield and so forth. So if we go down here to APR, as you can see at first, that's 1 week. Let's go down to all time. So at first it was at 0, and then all of a sudden it spiked very high. This is normal, just ignore this stuff over here. And then there was a pretty big spike here. I'm not exactly sure, but it's, slowly degrading the actual amount of fees that are being given to the VEFSX tokens. Now, again, I might be wrong. It might not be fees. It might just be emissions or rewards. So anyhow, let's continue forward. So you can look into this more in depth if you are interested in this. So staking, this is interesting. This is where they pretty much put all of the possibilities to use their token that they know of. So you can use FRAX on FTM, on Phantom Opera, and if you click this, it's going to take you to the AMM. And there's a few cases where, like, let's say this one, you can actually bring this token here and you can stake it into the pool here. So this is an LP at Uniswap. You can stake it in the pool here to gain some rewards and so forth. So yeah, stake here and collect your rewards based on some emissions or some fees or something like that. They might be using the fees to incentivize these LPs. So as they want you as a stable coin, as a protocol, you need liquidity out in the markets for your tokens. And as you can see, they are deployed on multiple chains. So they are heavily on Ethereum. There's a few LPs on Polygon. There's the one on PancakeSwap. There's the one on SpiritSwap, and then there is this one on Avalanche. And this one here, Yearn, is basically, it's not incentivized. You just click it and it will take you to the Yearn of Finance Vaults. If you wanted to, you could put your CRV FRAX token in here. So this is basically you supplied FRAX to the curve pool, and you could put that in here and gain this APY if that's something you wanted to do. So I like this. I like that they have hunted down the opportunities for the FRAX token and the FSX tokens and so forth and listed them here, and some of them they are incentivizing themselves. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers it. The rest of the stuff you can discover on your own. It's about governance and art and all kinds of other things like that. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, I suggest you go to their Telegram here, but beware that you might have a question that's sitting here for quite some time. Or you can go to, this is Discord, right? You can also go to their Telegram and ask questions there if that's what you want to do. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.